it's math time in Tennessee. Today is Monday, May 4th, and we are going to be talking about sorting geometric shapes. Not a total goo goo gaga lesson, because they can make things challenging sometimes in figuring out how they have classified shapes into groups. Remember what the word classify means. It's like you're going to put things together that have a common attribute, something about them. Like you put all the blonde-haired people together, you put all the black-haired people together. With math and sorting shapes, we're going to be sorting the geometric shapes due to their similar characteristics. So sometimes it's going to be something as simple as how many sides the shape has. Sometimes they're going to be a little more detail oriented, and you're going to have to think and look more carefully for what makes a set of shapes different than another. But I thought I would start off today with a couple examples. So I've got group A here. Okay, so with group A, I've got a triangle. Remember, the word tri means three. I have a parallelogram. Do you guys remember why that's called a parallelogram? Because it has two sets of parallel lines. Remember, parallel lines run in the same direction, and if they went from here to India, they would never cross each other. So here's a set of parallel lines, here's a set of parallel lines. And then the shape here, how many sides does that shape have? 5. Remember, the word penta, or the root word penta, means 5. So the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. has 5 sides around it, and this shape has 5 sides. It kind of looks like a house. And then we've got this shape right here, and if we count up the sides, there's 8. Octo, what does octo mean? Octo means 8. An octopus has 8 legs. What else did we talk about? Octoball court has 8 sides to it, and it's in that shape. So that's the first set of shapes, and then we have our geometric solids here. And hopefully you guys remember the names for each of these, but this is a cube. All sides are the same. The measurement of each and every side is the same. Right here I have a triangular prism. It kind of looks like a tent, which makes me want to go camping. Right here I have a cone. Maybe that makes you want to eat some ice cream. But if you'll notice that it has a curved sides, and these have straight sides. And this one has, well, straight sides and curved sides. And this one's called a cylinder. Looks like a can of soup. But what's the difference? If we're asked to sort these two into groups, well, these are closed, flat shapes with straight sides, which we know as polygons. These, are they closed and flat? They're closed, but are they flat? They're not. They're three-dimensional. So these shapes have been sorted into a group of flat shapes and then solid shapes, or three-dimensional shapes. Lesson practice. I'd like to do this one with you too. So lesson practice A. I have, this whole set of shapes here, and they want you to sort these into 2 groups. So you're looking at those shapes and you're going, wait a minute, they're all flat, they're all closed, they all have straight sides. How can I sort those into a group? So the trick here is to count how many sides they have. That's going to help you. So this shape has 3. This one has 4. So we know this one to be a triangle. This one's called a quadrilateral. What does quad mean? Quad means 4. So what they want you to do is put these shapes into 2 groups. One group that has 3 sides, and so we know the triangle, there can be different kinds of triangles. We studied the names of the different kinds, such as isosceles. I saw some ice cream, remember that? 2 sides are the same, one side's different. Scalene, poor scalene. It reminds me of that little reptile that nothing matches on him. It's like plaid mixed with stripes and polka dots. because all three of his sides are different lengths. That's the scalene equilateral. Everything's equal and exactly the same. Let me see if I have it. Yeah, this one kind of looks like an equilateral triangle. Just to do a little bit of review on the different types. Did I get them all? Isosceles, scalene, equilateral, right. There's also a right triangle. That one looks a little bit like a wonky right triangle. Oh, here's one. There's a right triangle. Remember, the right triangle is always right and correct. It looks like the shape of an L. So that's right there. But they want you to put these into two groups, a group of triangles and a group of quadrilaterals. Quad meaning four. So anything that is a rectangle has four sides to it. Actually, not just a rectangle. Anything that has four sides is a quadrilateral. Anything that has three sides is a triangle. Okay, and then lesson practice B. We've got group 1 here, and then we have group 2 here. For this one, let me see. I drew out the pictures. It says, describe how the solids in group 1 are alike, and describe how the solids in group 1 are different than the solids in group 2. So the solids in group 1 are prisms because they are the same at both ends and their faces are rectangles, okay? So if we flip this triangular prism up to show you the bottom of it, it's going to have a rectangle on the bottom. The bottom of this pentagon, same thing. Bottom of this rectangular prism, it's going to have a rectangular bottom. And then in group 2, we have got, they're not prisms because they don't have flat sides. So remember, this one's called a pyramid, this is called a cone, and this is called a sphere. They have curved sides and no flat sides. Well, this is a flat part. But anyway, these are prisms, these are not prisms. Okay, let me see if I covered all that. Solids in group 2 were just not prisms. Okay, I did. All right, and then I want to do number 10 with you. This is probably pretty easy squeezy, but just to go back over this, when you look at this shape and it looks like they're trying to cover a rectangle with small squares, and they want to know how many do you need to cover the whole thing. So if you count carefully and you have good eyes, which I do not, it shows 6 going down and 8 across. So how many do I need to cover this whole thing with tile? If we think about 6 times 8, we know that we don't have to sit there and count up the spaces to figure out how much we need altogether. We can just multiply these two numbers together and then it's going to fill in all the tiles. Now, if you don't know your math fact, are you up a creek? Yes, you are. What's 6 times 8? 48. Remember, that one kind of has a little bit of a rhythm to it. It rhymes a little. It helps you remember somewhat. So anyway, problems 1 through 10 today. The rest of this week we are going to change things up just a little bit. Maybe you got used to just doing 10 problems a day, or maybe you work differently where you want to do all 20 in one day and then just take the next day off. That's fine too. We're going to work on lesson 104 and 105 this week, but we're going to do all of lesson 105 on Wednesday because we have a math test on Thursday. So that's going to be your next cumulative test. So get ready for that. Hope you're having a good day.